If you're hearing that music, then you know not only is it time for a brand new episode of FYC, it means that we are coming in hot and we are coming in live. There is so much going on in Hollywood today. We got the Critics' Choice nominations. Let's see, Hamden is opening in theaters. Trying to think, is there anything else happening in Hollywood that might be worthy of, talking? I mean, look, I don't know, but meanwhile, it's okay. I think you know what I'm getting at here. We are going to be covering Screenplay and also weighing in on the Critics' Choice nominations, which are happening right this second. So we'll see how that goes on this show. Why not? Let's just do it. Let's just really take a Marty Supreme approach to FYC today. Total chaos, and let's see what happens. Joining me as always, the amazing Perri Nemiroff and the mighty, theinsnyder.com, coming from Boston, Massachusetts, where it is cold. Yeah. All right, so Perri, let's say original screenplay. How do you think the original screenplay category shapes up compared to the adapted screenplay category?
I feel like I was about to say I have a better handle on one category over the other, but that's not true. I have things that I feel pretty good about at this point in time, but then I also have sections that I'm like, oh, this is a toss-up.
All right, Jeff, what about you? How do you think like original screenplay compares to adapted? By that, I mean, like which category do you think has a stronger showing of movies?
Original by far.
Yeah,
by far. I could barely fill out a category for adapted screenplay.
That's why I'm asking. Jeff knew what I was getting at.
No, I will respectfully disagree with that. And I will also add that I do think the adapted category has depth, but a lot of that depth is going unrecognized.
All right, fair enough. All right, so let's get into it, but starting with original screenplay. All right, Jeff, what is your number one pick?
I think it's going to be Ryan Coogler's turn to accept an Oscar. I've got Sinners at number one.
I agree. I have Sinners at number one. Perri Nemiroff, what about you?
This is one of the ones that I think I'm most excited to predict. I also have Sinners at number one. I'm going to be so happy when this has a good showing in this category.
I feel like this is Ryan Coogler's best chance to win an Oscar, but I do think that he has other chances to win an Oscar. I just, I think that it's not all about one battle after another, although that is going to be a big, huge movie when it comes to the Oscars. All right, Perri. Wait. Yo, Perri, yes. Who does number two work for?
Admittedly, when it comes to ordering this category, I'm feeling good about some of them. I don't know where I'm at in terms of which has the best possible chance. So I feel like me picking one over the other at this point is a little random. But right now, my number two is Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme. Okay, Jeff, what about you? Where is Marty Supreme on your list?
I am also ready to dream big at number two for Marty Supreme.
I also have Marty Supreme as my number two pick. So far, so good. I mean, Marty Supreme, I just rewatched it on the Critics' Choice app. That movie is just incredible.
That movie is also really original. And it's not that I've never quite seen what Sinners is, but Sinners is also, you can spot the references. You can see the influences. I actually think Marty Supreme is more original than Sinners, but I think Sinners is going to win.
I think Sinners is very original. I did not know where that movie was going to go, and I loved where it took me. But hey, to each their own. All right, Jeff, what is your number three?
All right, for number three, I'm going to go with Mr. Trier for Sentimental Value.
I agree with that assessment. Perri, how about you?
We are in alignment. Mine is also Sentimental Value. I will say, I love Sentimental Value. I want to see it do very well during this award season. I need it to be a little louder than it is right now. I feel like it's missing in a lot of the conversations, and it's bothering me.
Because it's really only in the mix for supporting actor. I feel like everything else, it's going to get nominations.
Oh, I think
the category. I don't think it's
not as a major contender in Best Actress too. I also think it's going to take up possibly 2 spots in Best Supporting Actress.
I agree that Sentimental Value is. I love the film. I think actually it is getting talked about a lot. I just think that, some of these other films are getting talked about more. Like when you look at the movies that people are talking about for Best Picture, it's definitely, One Battle, it's Sinners. I mean, but Sentimental Value is very much, and definitely Marty Supreme now, but Sentimental Value is very much a big part of that conversation. And, there's always the way that the preferential ballot is done for Best Picture, but we're not talking about.
It's an also ran this season, which isn't a knock on it. It's going to get a bunch. It's going to get like 7, 8, not maybe even 9 nominations. But
I agree.
I don't really see it as a big threat to win anything besides supporting actor.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Supporting actor could go to Sean Penn again, because we're not talking about supporting actor. We're talking about original screenplay. All right. So our number 1 and number 2 and number 3 match in order. Perri, what do you got for number 4?
I feel like I might be taking too early of a swing with this one, but my number 4 right now, which just like personally I'm feeling really good about and I want to see it on this list, is It Was Just an Accident. I feel like I was a little late to watch that movie, and then finally I did watch it, and then I watched it a couple of times, and we've talked about the story of the making of it and the current situation right now. I feel like there's going to be a pretty big groundswell of support for that film in a number of categories, and I think it deserves to be recognized in a number of categories.
Perri, our number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in.
Well.
I too have It Was Just an Accident at number 4. I think that movie is incredible. It did win the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival, so it's been up there since May, and it stayed up there as part of the conversation. Jeff, do you have? I don't know if I like the look on your face, Jeff. I don't think you have it in your top 5.
I don't. I really liked this movie, and the ending was fantastic, and it could absolutely get a nomination. But I feel like he's more likely to get a Best Director nomination for some reason than writing. This is a deep category. I've got at number 4, Blue Moon.
Oh, okay. All right. Blue Moon.
I haven't seen that yet. So, I'm going off blind faith with all the good things I've heard about it. Again, big fan of It Was Just an Accident, but for some reason I've got Blue Moon over it.
So you do have it in like an honorable mention, or?
Yeah, honorable mention, definitely. Okay. Like top 3 honorable mention.
Perri, do you have Blue Moon on your list?
I don't, but I understand why Jeff does, and I did consider it quite heavily, and I could change my mind and put it on my list eventually.
I could too. I love Blue Moon. I think definitely Ethan Hawke is giving a career best performance, which is saying a lot. My number 5, Perri, you were talking about your number 4 you're kind of taking a swing on that a little bit.
I was.
No, you're not. You're definitely not. I'm totally with you. I feel like my number 5 is a movie I'm taking a swing on, because this is a movie that I had no idea what it was going to be. It knocked my socks off. I've seen it a couple of times now. Every time I watch it, I just marvel at just how well constructed it is, and just how it establishes a level of suspense that holds you for 2 straight hours. That is Zach Cregger for Weapons. Weapons. What do you think, guys? Weapons is a great movie.
I had a whole Weapons speech prepared for my 5th pick.
Do it, Perri.
Well, so like part of the reason why, admittedly, I went a little more with my heart on this last one is because I do feel like it's such a toss-up. And admittedly, I am not the biggest fan of maybe 1 or 2 titles that I think are being heavily considered for these last few spots in this category. But I thought Weapons was utterly brilliant. And I had a whole conversation with a filmmaker the other day just about how special that like in-theater packed house communal viewing experience was. And I think that really speaks to how effective of an original idea. Like, not to make this a whole review of Weapons, but one of the things that impresses me most about that movie is, especially as a genre lover, there's so many films that I see where like they're teeing up such like an epic, wild situation that totally hinges on it having a perfect landing. And not only did Weapons have a landing that met all of my expectations, but it far exceeded my expectations and gave me something that like I've never seen before. So for that reason, my heart is leading the way. Weapons is my number 5.
Oh, damn. I love it. I freaking love it. Yes. Weapons, man. I mean, like, talking about these other movies. Hang on, Jeff. Talking about these other movies like Sinners and One Battle and all these movies we've been talking about a lot. I just feel like everyone who loves weapons really loves weapons. Like everyone just goes, like if you talk about One Battle, they go, yeah, great movie. You talk about Sinners, they go, great movie. Talk about Weapons, they go, that was good. Like they were like blown away by how good it is. And with that, Jeffrey Scott Snyder is Weapons on your list.
Confirmed.
Oh!
Number 5, Zack Snyder, Weapons. Guys, this was like the hot script in Hollywood, right? Like that's the other thing. Like a lot of people, they see these movies, but they don't actually read the script. But Weapons was a script that circulated like a year in advance that everybody was reading. It was a great read, not just like what you're seeing on the screen. It was a real page turner. I definitely think that's going to get in.
I'm so happy, Jeff. I just want to like reach through this StreamYard thing and just give you a big hug. All right, so 4 of our 5 match. We're just missing one where Perri and I agree, Jeff doesn't. But I think we should talk about some of these honorable mentions that could crack it here. Like I don't know. I feel like
I got a big one.
Go ahead.
Is this thing on?
Thank you. Yes.
I would be very, very happy to see that get into this category and a couple others.
That's my top honorable mention for this category.
That movie is extraordinary. It's my number 2 honorable mention. I feel like this could actually go up into the 5, depending on how it does when the movie opens in theaters on December 19th. And I can't wait for more people to see this movie. But same thing, everyone I know who has seen Is This Thing On really loves it. And I feel like Will Arnett's a revelation, but that's another category. But he did co-write the screenplay. So, Perri, how do you feel about Is This Thing On?
If I have stupid looking grins on my face, it's because while I'm very engaged in this situation, I am keeping an eye on the unfolding Critics' Choice nominations, and I cannot wait to highlight some of them. But I was so, I guess I was kind of so caught off guard by how damn good I thought that movie was. Especially, I thought Will Arnett was absolutely phenomenal. I think I brought this up maybe in another FYC right after I had seen the movie, but I'm also really impressed by Bradley Cooper as a director, especially because when you look at what he's given us in that capacity thus far, with this added on to his current directing filmography, dude seems to have endless range. The only thing that I haven't really seen him do is a horror movie, and I'm very open to the idea of him tiptoeing into that genre next. So I am really, really a very big fan and pushing for this one.
All right. So, Jeff, what are some of the other, just quickly, some other honorable mentions that you're really
the big, I mean, people will say Jay Kelly, people will say House of Dynamite,
Secret Agent.
People say The Secret Agent, but the one for me that I just wanted to mention, I watched it again the other night and it held up for me, and that is
Rental Family.
Roofman.
Roofman.
Oh,
Yes.
I like that
Dark
call.
Team France. I love Roofman too. I mean, Roofman's in my top 5 of the year in terms of personal favorites.
Roofman's a really, really good movie, really good script.
Jeff, that's adapted? Isn't that adapted?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure? Because it's a
Based
documentary.
well,
It's a true story, but it's not based on a book or an article or anything.
All right, we'll put a pin on that and come back to it. But okay, I just think for purposes of original screenplay, our 5 are Sinners, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Weapons, and It Was Just an Accident. Best 2 out of 3 with me and Perri. So before we move on to adapted screenplay, Perri, you want to just take some super chats and then we'll look at some of the Critics' Choice knobs.
Absolutely. We've got 7 at the moment. Dave says, greetings. I want each of you to take one wild swing. It can be for a surprise nomination, omission, or even proclaim a winner, any category at this point in the race. Need time to think, come back to it.
Well, Dave, I think Jeff brought up a great movie that I think really could have a kind of showing that people aren't really calling out, except obviously Jeff, and that's Roofman. I also think that when more people see Dead Man's Wire, I mean, everyone I talk to about Dead Man's Wire loves that movie. I know, Jeff, you're shaking your head, but it's a great film. I was talking to Bob Strauss, we all know Bob Strauss. He's a great guy. And I say, hey, what'd you think of that movie, Dead Man's Wire? And he just went, oh my God, that movie rocks. And That was a very excited reaction from Bob Strauss, who doesn't normally give excited reactions. So that's my take. What about you, Perri? What do you think?
Man, I feel like I mean my hot takes, my big swings are kind of already out there. When, you know, at the beginning of the season I was like Train Dreams, how high we all are on Amy Madigan, which feels like a swing because Weapons is a genre movie. Come back to me so I could think of an actual good one, rather than me just saying something that I want that has kind of fallen off the radar, like The Life of like what I would give for Mark Hamill to sneak in there and be able to be like the person who represents this movie at the Oscars. But realistically, I know that time has come and gone, sadly.
That's a good answer to this question,
I guess. But then I feels like Dave wants something that's like a wild swing that could be like a sneak attack bet for somebody.
Okay, well, Dave, here's mine. All season long, I've said this. I'm predicting something crazy will happen in Best Actor, and Timmy and Leo will not win, and either Wagner or Ethan Hawke will win.
All right. Let's take another super chat and let's go to the Critics' Choice noms.
All right. Do you think Zootopia 2 has a chance to give K-pop Demon Hunters a run for its money for Best Animated Feature?
Yes, absolutely.
I do not.
No. I think it does. I think K-pop Demons is going to win, but I think Zootopia, first of all, made $556 million on its opening weekend. I know, Jeff, you don't think box office has an impact on that stuff, but maybe it does. You know, and Zootopia 2 was better than Zootopia 1, and I love Zootopia 1. So, you know, it does have a lot of fans, and I would not say that it's going to win, but I wouldn't give the Oscar to K-pop just yet. But I still
not even a contest, Scott. Over.
All right, over now. Speaking of over, the nominations, the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Picture are Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, interesting, Marty Supreme, nice, One Battle After Another, nice, Sentimental Value, Sinners, yes, Train Dreams, go Train Dreams, and Wicked for Good. Guys, what do you think of these noms?
So you know what the big shock was when I saw this category?
What?
There's no Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Right. I noticed that too. Do you think that some CCA members did see it in time, or do you think that they just, you know?
I think that could be a factor, but I was actually going into nominations predicting the opposite, because its first screenings were right when voting was happening. I thought that was going to give it a better chance and keep it fresher on people's minds and get people like a little more hyped about the conversation coming out of a theater versus sitting at home and watching a screener by yourself. But I mean, clearly I was wrong on that. I am genuinely shocked to not see it on this list.
Well, it's because we just covered original screenplay Oscar noms. These are the best original screenplay Critics' Choice nominations: Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Weapons. Jeff, I know you love this movie. Sorry, Baby, and Sentimental Value. So of those nominations, Sinners, Marty Supreme is not on there. Wow. All right. Interesting. Sentimental Value is on there. Oh, no. Marty Supreme is on there. I'm sorry. Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value. This is what happened. Oh, it was just an accident. It's not on there, but Weapons is. So that's cool.
The page I'm on is not updating, Mance. Where are you looking?
All right. So let's look at Best Director real fast, and then we'll move on to our picks for Adapted Screenplay. Best Director, PTA, One Battle, Ryan Coogler, Sinners, Guillermo del Toro, GVP for Frankenstein, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Jeff, any surprises there, or was it kind of like, yep, that's about right?
Well, I'll just say Netflix did its job and wined and dined all you CCA members, and you guys got rewarded them with the 3 nominations. Frankenstein and Jay Kelly and Train Dreams don't belong anywhere near a Best Picture list, and critics are awful. That's what I have to say.
I love Train Dreams.
I love Train Dreams, but I did finally get around to watching Jay Kelly, and you know, much respect to anybody who loves that. That one didn't work for me.
It didn't work for you. Not even that.
No, like
Oh,
not really. much at all. I feel like that movie kind of shows you exactly what it is right at the beginning, and then it kind of stays the course. So nothing
Fair
was
enough.
especially like surprising or impactful in any way for me.
Fair enough. All right, let's wait. Let's take another couple super chats. And
You got it.
Adapted screenplay.
This is I was just about to cue this one up before. If the Netflix deal goes through, do you think they will abandon the theatrical release completely or do limited runs, especially for tentpole movies?
Jeff.
I don't think that they will abandon the theatrical release completely because there is money to be made there. I think it's what they said this morning, that they're just going to shrink windows. You're not going to see an extended run for Sinners, which got the full 45 days or whatever. That'll do 2 or 3 weeks in theaters, and then it'll be on the service.
All right, we interrupt this program. My dog Indy just grabbed my Spider-Man Christmas ornament. Must have fallen off the tree. So I'm guessing that Spider-Man has a new arch enemy, and it ain't the Green Goblin right now.
Oh.
He looks like he's having a lot of fun with Spider-Man. All right, back to the show here. I think that initially, if the deal goes through, because there's a lot of regulations to have to be, approved on this. We're not out of the woods yet. We're not even close. But I do think that for a little while, the Warner Brothers movies will play in theaters. But like they said in their press release, the theatrical window was evolving. I think eventually, like, physical media on those movies will not happen anymore because Netflix doesn't release movies on Blu-ray. It is going to shake things up quite a bit. And I think that it will impact theatrical releases. We'll have to wait and see exactly how, but I don't think it bodes well for theatrical releases. I'll say that. Perri, what do you think?
I just don't like this situation whatsoever. But as we're answering Dave's question right now, because it's all we really have to go on, I am leaning on the statements made today, and I'm kind of assuming that that's going to be the path they chart, and so be it.
All right, so Spider-Man is safe and sound. Indy did not rip his head off, and I do not see any bite marks, so I think Spidey's okay. Sorry, Indy. Nice try, Lao Shay. All right, let's move on. Another question and back to the show.
All right, never mind. There's more that are in now. No Other Choice is my choice for Best Adapted Screenplay. Such a great screenplay by Park Chan-wook and co-authors for the best film of 2025.
Well, Jason, we'll see if No Other Choice is our choice in our top 5, because right now we're going to get back into it with adapted screenplay. And Perri, what is your number one choice for adapted?
I'll just bring up this one briefly because it pertains to that category. It Was Just an Accident is really surging. Can see Jafar Panahi winning either screenplay, but especially director. Such a powerful narrative.
It is definitely a powerful narrative. And given the way that independent films and international features have been very prominent in the Academy because of the bigger contingent of international voters. Dave, you're onto something there, buddy. So we'll get back to that. All right. Adapted screenplay. Perri, what is your number one choice?
You're never gonna guess what my number one is.
Does it rhyme with omelet?
No, it's One Battle After Another.
Oh,
Omelet. No, it's not Hamnet.
Oh, I thought you were like all Hamnet all the time.
I'm rooting for Hamnet, but that's another one that seems to have, at least in my mind, given what's been announced in the past week, been filed away with sentimental value in terms of movies that I thought were like real juggernauts that are missing out on a couple of things that are, raising some concerns for me.
All right, Jeff, where is One Battle on your list?
Number one. It's going to be one Oscar after another, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
What?
I mean, it was good. I don't think we need to line up to give it all the awards in the industry. But this one is in the bag. Game over. Paul Thomas Anderson will win his first Oscar ever because this award will be given out earlier. So, yeah, this will be it.
You don't think they're going to save adapted screenplay for last? No.
For the very last.
No, they're not going to do that. And the final category. All right. I have One Battle After Another at number 2. because
Crazy.
Perry, I thought you were going to pick it as one, and I'm like thinking, what is Perry going to pick? I got to match your picks.
I need to know why you think Hamnet is gonna win.
I just think it's going to get nominated, and it
But
might.
yeah.
I mean, look, it's got a lot of fans. I know Perry's a big fan. I know Jeff, you're not a fan.
But you actually think it has what it takes to beat one battle after another?
No, I think one battle's going to win, but I'm just trying to stir the pot here a little bit because that's what we do here. You're good at stirring the pot. Just trying to be like Jeff Snyder. All right, Perry, where's Hamnet? Jeff, 2. Okay. All right, moving on. Number 3 is a movie that we've talked about as a film that, boy, I hope this movie gains traction. I hope more people see it, and I hope it really goes up and gets more traction here at the Oscars. And that movie is my number 3, which is Train Dreams. I love the film. Greg Quidar and Clint Bentley, who directed the film, and I think it did get nominated for a adapted screenplay. Yes, it did. There you go. At the Critics' Choice nominations just a few minutes ago. Do either of you have Train Dreams in your top 5?
Number 3.
3. Oh, nice. Jeff, I'm going to say honorable mention for Jeff.
Yeah, I don't have it in, and I get it. Like, if I'm looking at the movies on my list, then Train Dreams should probably be on it. But I'm just like, there's like barely any words in this movie, and what words there aren't that interesting.
So the screenplay isn't about just dialogue.
I know, I'm aware, but like, I don't get it for this one. It was a beautiful movie. It looked a lot better than it sounded to me. So no, I don't have it on.
All right. Well, what is your number 3?
2 words, Scott. Alien filth. I've got Begonia at number 2.
All right. Begonia. Perry, how about you? Is Begonia on your list? Number 4. Okay. All right. Well, very interesting.
It is. That's not a guarantee, but
I have Begonia as my number 1 honorable mention that could easily flip into the top 5 by the end of this conversation. I love Begonia. I mean, I really liked where it took me, and it took a big swing at the end, and I thought it was a home run. I love Begonia. All right, Perry, what's next on your list that we haven't got to?
I got one more left.
What is it?
So admittedly, the CCA nominations made me a little nervous, but then I'm reminding myself that it feels like Netflix's focus in terms of award season has been maybe elsewhere, and this one's FYC campaign hasn't quite ramped up or taken hold. But I had put Wake Up Dead Man at my number 5, and I actually do think that personally, if I were a voter in this organization, I would be voting that as number 1. I think that is an expertly written screenplay.
I agree with you, Perry. The first 2 Knives Out movies, Knives Out and Glass Onion, were nominated for Academy Awards. I have Wake Up Dead Man as my number 4. I thought it was excellent, and I think it's the best of the 3 Knives Out movies. And I loved the first 2, but the one I thought was the best. But it did not get nominated for a CCA nomination this morning, which is an oversight. But Jeff, do you have Wake Up Dead Man on your list?
I do not.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Again, that's another one I haven't seen, and I've heard it both ways. Some people say, "Oh, this one was bad; it wasn't as good as the others." Some people say this is the best one. I got to see this movie to know whether it's going to have a chance at screenplay. But for now, it's on the outside looking in.
All right, then Jeff, what's next on your list?
I have 2 other Netflix movies, oddly enough.
I think I know what they are, but go ahead.
I've got at number 4, Frankenstein.
Okay.
Del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Which was good enough. And at number 5, a movie that I have not seen. Going out on a limb here, but those who have seen it really seem to like it, and that is Richard Linklater's Nouvelle Vague.
Nouvelle
That's
Vague,
my favorite prediction of yours this entire episode. What I would give to see this movie actually get into the races this year.
All right, then Perry, did we get all your films?
Yeah, mine are done.
You're okay. Frankenstein.
There's 2 honorable mentions I wanted to mention.
Wait, hang on. Frankenstein is my number 5.
Okay.
So right now we have 2 that match the 3 of us, and 4 where there's best 2 out of 3. But what are your honorable mentions, Jeff?
I mean, I think Hedda has a possibility. I haven't seen it.
So Hedda was another one, just because this does pertain to CCA, is Hedda was almost non-existent at the Critics' Choice Awards nominations.
Yeah.
And
Because nobody saw it.
that's not true. There were tons of opportunities to say. I don't think that's true at all. Also,
Nobody
because
saw it. No,
also
there's
because
no.
the
I have
movie,
no.
the movie had its Prime Video release, so it was available to watch at home, and
didn't
they
even
were
give
promoting it.
I didn't even give this 2 seconds of thought to consider watching it, and I guarantee that there are other people just like me.
All right, Jeff, what else you got on honorable mentions? You said
It's a movie that no one has seen. It's Pillion. Pillion is so fucking good. It won Best Picture at the British Independent Film Awards. It's not going to get nominated for anything this year because A24 is not pushing it, but absolutely deserves to be here.
All right, I have a couple honorable mentions I want to mention. No Other Choice, which is an excellent film. The other one is a film that, wow, to go from winning the top prize in Toronto to making hardly anything at the box office, but being just a really, really extraordinarily profound and powerful film. Perri, I know you love The Life of Chuck as much as I do, but I wish it was going to get some representation here, and it might. I mean, I hope it does, but it's hard to, it's not standing out among the competition. And another film, I got to say that I loved it when I saw it in Toronto, and I loved it again when I saw it at AFI. And everyone I know who has seen the movie loves it. And especially people who don't work in the business are like, my God, that movie was great. And that is Nuremberg, written and directed by James Vanderbilt. That movie is excellent. And if that was coming from a major studio, I feel like that would be getting a lot more attention here at the Oscars. But do either of you feel like those are worthy films? Perri?
Sorry, what films were you talking about? I was putting myself back to where we are at Super Chats.
Nuremberg and Life of Chuck.
I mean, you know how I feel about Life of Chuck. I actually think that there's 2 Stephen King adaptations this year where the scripts are so good, both of them to deserve to be in the conversation for adapted screenplay. It is Life of Chuck. Also, yep. I think The Long Walk is exceptional. Like, yeah. I think that's a movie that should be taken seriously in even more categories than just screenplay, because that's what we're referencing right now. That is a major contender for one of my personal top 10s of the year.
Could definitely win the award for best movie to watch on a treadmill.
All right, Nuremberg. Any thoughts on Nuremberg? Any thoughts on Nuremberg?
Yeah, not good.
I don't think that one's going to be in the mix.
Yeah, I love it. All right, okay, let's take some super chats and go back to Critics' Choice.
Mr. S background looks like Wake Up Dead Man. Considering we have Scott and Snyder, I'm assuming you mean Snyder with that lighting.
Mr. S background.
Oh, I see.
The church lighting. That lighting.
Oh, yeah.
The lighting in that church is incredible. Like, where is Steve Yedlin's award season recognition? That dude is a friggin' magician.
Yes, no, the cinematography for Wake Up Dead Man is fantastic. All right, what else you got, Perri?
All right. Hi, Scott, Jeff, and Perri. I am writing 2 books on the late 20th century pop culture and Asian cinema. Any advice? It would be greatly appreciated.
Advice on 2 books on late 20th century pop culture and Asian cinema? I feel like that's a conversation for another medium, Jason. If you want to hit me up on social media, I'd be happy to respond.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Jason, just DM me and I'll be happy to chat about it.
Thank you for your super chat, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, scrolling down. Shout out to great character actor Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Is he
this is from Steve.
What's up? Steve.
Oh no, that the super chat comes from Steve, not in Steve the movie.
Yeah, but that's he's in Rental Family. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yes. All right. Well, yes. Shout out to that film and that actor, Hiroyuki Tagawa. Yes. Thank you, Steve. Awesome.
I think we have this one more, and then we can go to CCA Talk. Would love Sorry Baby to be nominated.
Go hang out at the Indie Spirit Awards, Jordan.
Yep, that's definitely an Indie Spirit Award type movie, but who knows? So there's always a good surprise or two with the Oscars. All right, should we go back to the CCAs?
Yes, we should.
All right. Well, yeah, you were talking about we were talking about the cinematography for Train Dreams, and Adolfo Veloso did get nominated for cinematography. F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I did not see F1 on the Best Picture nominations, but I still think it'll still get into the Oscars. What do you guys think?
I mean,
Sorry.
I think F1 is, it has potential. It could possibly get in. Like, I'm just not buying the whole Train Dreams and all these Netflix movies getting in.
Let's see. Best comedy. This is interesting. So the
I know why you're bringing this up.
All right. Yes, the nominees for best comedy here are The Ballad of Wallace Island, which just going to say I voted for that, so I'm very happy it's there. Eternity, Friendship. Friendship is awesome with Paul Rudd. That movie's great. We Live in a World Where the Naked Gun is a Critics' Choice nominee for best comedy feature. The Phoenician Scheme from Wes Anderson, and Splitsville.
Okay. I was like, is Splitsville on this list or not?
Splitsville is on this list. A movie that I feel like should be on this. How come Wake Up Dead Man isn't nominated here?
So this is part of the reason why I don't like these genre categories. Like, on the one hand, I will admit it makes me happy that maybe more movies can get recognition that likely will not when you're talking about Best Picture. But I also feel like you run into the problem of someone being like, well, everybody's going to pick this in Best Picture, so I'm going to relegate that to comedy, or vice versa. And it winds up screwing up a movie's chances or making some movies feel less than. I don't know. I get a little frustrated with genre categories.
All right, breaking news here. So now Indy has moved on to taking my top page for original screenplay, and he has ripped it to shreds. So glad we covered that topic already. But yes, Indy is on a tear this morning. Moving back here, let's see. Also,
just to point this out, because I had a feeling we were wrong as we were having this conversation.
What?
The actor that was suggested to have been in Rental Family.
Oh, he died. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, yeah. All right. Thank you for the clarification, Steve. Also, a movie I feel like was missing from Best Comedy because it's submitted for a comedy in the Golden Globes was One Battle After Another.
See, but this is the problem.
Right.
This makes no sense.
Right. It makes no sense. All right. Let's throw in a couple. If you have any more super chats, otherwise we'll wrap this baby up.
I had one more, but I also wanted to shout one other thing out for. Actually, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I did not forget any super chats. It's just this one here left. Saw Hamnet yesterday, loved it, made me cry. You are not alone, Jordan.
Yes, great movie.
I know we're talking about films, but because I'm in the TV branch, I just wanted to highlight how incredibly excited I am to see Ghosts so well represented at the Critics' Choice Awards, because you both know how much I vouch for that show and how much I wanted it to see it get the Emmy recognition that it deserves. So to see it get not only Best Comedy Series, but Rose McIver was nominated, Asher Grodman was nominated, and Rebecca Wasaki was nominated, who I'm very happy to finally see in the mix here. But I think that entire ensemble is deserving of nominations at one point or another. But I'm really excited to see it get 4 this year.
Well, I'm just happy that the studio is back in action, getting more love from the Critics' Choice. If I was stuck on a deserted island and had the first season of the studio with me, I'd be perfectly happy. All right. So we have 2 out of 3s on Train Dreams, Wake Up Dead Man, Frankenstein, and Begonia. So we got it. One has to go. I think Train Dreams should stay. Adapted screenplay. I would move Begonia in, but then what comes out?
You said what were the options?
Yeah,
Begonia,
Train Dreams, Wake Up Dead Man, Frankenstein, and Begonia. One has to go.
Frankenstein goes.
Jeff?
It's tough for me to say without seeing Wake Up Dead Man. I mean,
just trust us. It's great.
I wish I could. Sure, we can move it in. Sure.
All right. All right. So then there you go. Our picks for adapted screenplay are Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, Begonia. See, I'm moving that up. And Wake Up Dead Man. So those are our 5 for adapted screenplay. This was fun going back and forth. I feel like Safdie directed us here at the FYC today. Make sure you subscribe to Perri's channel, their YouTube channel. Scroll down right now and hit subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Jeff's newsletter, theinsnyder.com. Follow the Insnyder on social media. Follow P. Nemiroff or Perri Nemiroff on her social media. Follow me on my social media, Movie Mance. Check my YouTube page, which is Scott Mance, and check out my Consider This podcast. Just dropped with the Hikari interview for Rental Family, and make sure you share FYC on all your social media platforms. And we will see you next time on FYC. Until then, FY. See you later.